Gaitheth bless you, outsider. For a small fee, I can grant you unimaginable power, far greater than any boon the False Queen can offer you.
Fans of the city-building genre and fantasy have a lot to celebrate this week, with the announcement of Hooded Horse partnering with Eremite Games to bring us Against the Storm later this year. Rain-wrapped in shrouded forests and dangerous marshes, your village struggles to exist in the soaked lands surrounding the smouldering city. In this video, we'll bring you up to speed with everything you need to know as you embark on your expedition against the storm. In the world of Against the Storm, there is only the rain. Plagued by the never-ending Blightstorm, the only settlement to survive the rising tides is the smouldering city, home to the Scorched Queen and every subject that makes it home safely before the storm hits. No matter how established a settlement or village, the Blightstorm ravages all in its path. Its only warning? A roar of oncoming onslaught as the rain grows heavier, sending a message to all to flee or perish. Some remains are discovered after the waters recede, providing boons of valuable resources to the survivors who set out to rebuild their homes. 3 seasons dictate the flow of life amongst the subjects. Drizzle is the season of growth and regeneration, the negative effects from the constant magical rain at their weakest. Crops are sown in the relative peace this season offers. Followed by Clearance, the warmest season of the 3 with sunshine breaking through the cloud cover, allowing for the crops to be harvested in preparation for the storm, a time of destruction and chaos. As the infected rain lashes the villagers, some brave settlers have discovered the magical energy soaking into the soil, allowing them to prepare their fields even as the storm rages around them. However, the haunting effects from this season influence your villagers even as they shelter and has the potential to drive them from safety into the arms of the waiting wilds. The smouldering city is the only safe haven in this world. With the eternal fire burning atop the mountain, the citadel is the home of every species in the world, including their ruler, the Scorched Queen. Built upon the ruins of the great civilization, the city sends forth its citizens in an attempt to explore, build, and harvest the surrounding landscape before the Blightstorm inevitably returns to wipe the slate clean. The Royal Woodlands, tucked against the smouldering city and once considered part of its domain, provide most of the resources for the capital. With fertile land and rich forests, new settlements are encouraged to till their fields in the relative safety of this biome. Though the Blightstorm reclaimed this portion of the land from the city, that doesn't stop the residents from harvesting the mushrooms, vegetables, slick shells and stormbirds to expand their reach into the treacherous wilds. The marshlands have long been suspected by scholars to be one giant underground fungus. Whether or not it is sentient has not stopped settlers from harvesting the giant resource nodes that surface in the glades. Though the wandering growth seems to avoid the Blightstorm as much as the citizens of the smouldering city, it provides nourishment and food sources to the species where it surfaces. Mushrooms, meat, and insects can be found in the area, though one must brave a long and violent storm season to harvest them. Abundant with herbs, roots, and berries, the Scarlet Orchard is the eerily deserted home of ancient ruins and red rain. Though the orchard supports no wildlife or fertile soil, iron and copper is rich amongst the Crimson Land. Though the weather patterns remain the same, some say it is the blood of the giants that once lived and fought in this region that falls instead of rain each cycle. Rain mutations are the remnant of a once underwater region. The coral forest is home to many spectacular trees that cannot be found elsewhere in the world. A humid region of dark fog, this biome supports a variety of wildlife and fiber, making it a rich target for the citizens of the smouldering city. Beyond the golden soil and forgiving trees of the Royal Woodlands lies its cursed counterpart. Haunted by the souls of lost warriors during the Great Civil War, the surrounding forest is hostile to any viceroy who attempts to settle the land of the cursed Royal Woodlands. The storms batter the leafless trees but fails to wash the soot from their branches, and few wildlife species choose to settle in this tormented land. Whether the woodland was shaped by fallen souls or an unleashed ancient curse, most settlers are wary of venturing too close to this region. As you venture out into the world full of intent and promise, trade becomes a lifeline back to the capital. Merchants responsible for the transport of those goods visit settlements no matter how far from the smouldering city, braving the clearer seasons but never the storm. While some deal with rather innocuous items, Others brave the Scorched Queen's wrath to deal in treasures found in the darkest ruins. The Scorched Queen is a faceless, unknown entity with total and absolute power. Though her motives are unknown, she has proven time and again that the well-being of her subjects is her utmost priority. To defy the Queen is to risk her wrath, but to serve ensures her favour and the prosperity of the known world. Her envoy travels with the adventurous viceroys who take up the mantle of establishing the settlements. The envoy maintains communications and hands down orders from the Queen to shape the future of the settlement and the goods they send back to the city, while the royal stormwalker, Pervin Runebeak, is responsible for leading new citizens to the settlements. The two ensure the growth and prosperity of the outlying villages, so that the smouldering city can survive another Blightstorm. The settlement you establish is not the Scorched Queen's only bet against the storm. Other factions will attempt to build outposts and reap the resources of the land in companionship or competition with you. The First Dawn Company controls the food production and provides opportunities of employment in relative safety for the common folk. This coalition includes traders, overseers, and merchants who endeavour to dominate the supply of food to the smouldering city. The vanguard of the Stolen Keys turned their attention from the Red Mountain before it became the smouldering city, preferring instead to meddle with the knowledge of the ancients. Discovering and investigating the artifacts left by the Great Civilization, the vanguard obsesses about times past instead of present. Their focus is knowledge, in whatever form, at whatever cost that takes. When ancient Rainpunk artifacts were discovered before the Great Civil War, the Brass Order was founded to focus on technology and machines. Fanatical about progress in industry, the Order has become the dominant force in the engineering of new machines and tools. Across the rain-swept landscape, many creatures have come to tolerate the storms and cycles. While some fall prey to the hunting and gathering hands of the settlers, others are dangerous to the unprepared. Slick shells, leech broodmothers, and stormbird eggs provide basic nourishment, along with harvested vegetables, roots, and herbs. But larger glades can be hiding dangerous remnants of times past. The spirits of wildfire, born in the depths of the Red Mountain, turn the sacred element of fire against your settlers, irritated by the never-ending rain. And the antithesis of your settlers, the fishmen, are not above laying traps or performing rituals to summon even more rain to fall. The wilds are a dangerous place for anyone to travel, let alone live, but to ensure the survival of the known world, your settlement must endure. In a bygone day of a bygone era, an ancient civilization was driven to ruin by unknown forces. The sentient species of this age have banded together to brave the storm and the magical rain that it brings. As the Church of the Holy Flame instructs, fire is the most sacred element against the weather, and each settlement's central hearth provides more than warmth and heat. It provides comfort and a promise that you can endure the harshest conditions this world has to offer. Though who knows what yet lingers beneath the surface.